Hi everybody, I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for buying an entire brisket from us here at City Barbecue. Today we're going to talk about what to do with it when you get home. A couple things that you'll need whenever you are going to cut one of these up is a nice big cutting board, big enough to support the whole brisket, serrated or bread knife with teeth, or if you have a sharp straight edge knife that'll work too. And then you'll need a serving platter, something to put it on. I always like to have a towel around too because this can get a little bit messy. So when you buy the brisket from us, it's going to come to you wrapped in this foil pan just like this. You just want to take the lid right off of there, and it may be hot when you first get home. So if it is a little bit too hot for you to handle, just let it sit out on your kitchen counter for about 10-15 minutes just to cool it down a little tiny bit. So it will be wrapped in a second layer of foil, and that just helps keep everything nice and warm. So unwrap that, and then with two hands, kind of pull the brisket up and out, set that bad boy right on your cutting board. All right, so as you can see, this brisket is absolutely beautiful. I mean, here at City Barbecue, we smoke all of our meats in-house every single day. This thing is cooked for probably anywhere from 14 to 16 hours. And you know, we do things the hard way here so that you can take it easy and be the hero of your own backyard barbecue. So when you're talking about cutting a brisket, you need to break it down into two parts. You've got the leaner flat right here, and then you've got the more moist fatty point up here. And the grains of muscle run in a couple different directions here. So you want to make sure you're cutting against the grain. And to do that for the point, or for the flat, you notice that the flat, as confusing as it may be, comes to a little bit of a point. That's how you know you're cutting with the grains of muscle that go this way. So if they're coming this way, you want to start cutting in this direction. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I like to just take off a little tiny piece and save that. That's for you to snack on while you're cutting this. And then when you're cutting the flat, you really want to try and keep it at about a 1/4 inch or about the width of a pencil. You don't want to go too thick on this at all. And don't press down on it. Let the teeth of the knife do the work. It'll also help keep that bark on there, which we work so hard to get. All right, so here we have completed slicing the flat, and we're just going to go ahead and put this on our serving platter. What I found to be the easiest way to do this is either with your knife or with a spatula. You just kind of get under all of the meat and use the top of use your hand to support the top and just put it right over there. Now all the meat is totally sliced, but if you notice, I like to keep it together. That does two things. One, it helps keep it nice and warm, and then it also helps keep it nice and juicy while you're waiting on your friends or family to come get their piece of brisket. Now we talked about the flat being lean, and now the point is a little fattier, but the muscle grains also run in a different direction. They don't run this way. They actually run the opposite way. So you're going to take your brisket and turn it 90 degrees. 90 degrees in any direction you like, and I like to start on the end of the brisket. A lot of people you see, they'll cut it down the middle. We don't want to do that. It'll make it a lot easier to get through all of it if you start on the end. So just start cutting this, and this is where you want to go a little bit thicker on this. I would say maybe about double as thick as the flat, so probably 1/4 of an inch. This is certainly my favorite part of the brisket. Okay, so same thing here. Once you have sliced it, you want to use your knife as a spatula or get an actual spatula and slide right under the meat. Use your hand to support it up top, transfer it to the pan. Again, trying to keep it together because that'll help keep it moist. So you have these little end pieces here, and you could definitely slice these up and eat them as brisket, but this is actually where you get Kansas City burnt ends from. So if you're at home and you have some leftovers and you want to use these to make burnt ends, you just kind of cut them up into 1-inch size pieces, toss them with some of our original City Barbecue sauce, stick them in your oven about 400 degrees just until they start to get nice and caramelized on the outside. Shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. And then you have amazing Kansas City burnt ends made right at home. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we hope that you enjoy the brisket. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.